Hey, what's up, witches? Coming to you from a slightly different locale within my house today because I was inspired by the Prosperity Witch in their recent video on reworking a prosperity altar, and it made me realize that it's been 2 years already since I did my money bowl spell. It has lain pretty much forgotten here in the front entryway of my house ever since. So I figured, what better time to rework it than the beginning of November. It's November 2nd when I'm filming this, which, if we're going by the Celtic wheel of the year, this is New Year's. The year technically ended on Samhain, October 31st, and now we're in this weird liminal space until the birth of the new year, somewhere around the winter solstice. That being said, I figured what better time to revamp and redo my money bowl spell, and more importantly, doing it with whatever materials I already have on hand. Witchcraft and necessity are the mother of invention, as I'm fond of saying, so I just raided my apothecary and my witchy stash of things, and we're just gonna give this thing a quick cleanse and refresh. So let's get into it. Okay, so here it is. Here is where my money bowl has lain for the last 2 years. So the first order of business for me was, before I could clean and cleanse the money bowl, I had to clean the surrounding space, because this is usually where we throw things like our keys, sunglasses, and mail. So me being the kind of person that I am, I figure it's probably not very conducive to a prosperity or money bowl to have it sitting under normally what would be a pile of unopened bills. So the first thing that I did was get rid of all the clutter, go through all the unopened mail, declutter this whole space, including over here. Don't look over there, but over here. I cleaned the whole space, wiped everything down, because this is normally just kind of like a gallery wall display shelf type thing. But yeah, this area tends to get very cluttered just with stuff that we throw here when we're coming and going. Now that I got that part out of the way, we can get to the important stuff, which is redoing the money bowl. So here it is. As you can see, it's become the place where we would throw a lot of change. This is an old luck spell that I made that I need to just take and redo, because I'm sure whatever luck was in here has worn off by now. But I did throw this in my bag when I went to the Enhypen concert in August, so I'm sure that was fun for the bag check security guy to stumble across in the bottom of my purse. But nothing was gonna stop me from attending that concert, so I wanted every little bit of luck I could get my hands on. And Kiki's gonna help. And these are the things that I picked out of my stash. We have some green aventurine for luck. I got some other green stones. I was gonna do this little bit of pyrite, but I see that I do have a bigger chunk in here. I thought I did, but it's been so long since I've looked at it. So I will save this piece for like a spell jar or something. I just like old keys, so we're gonna put that little old key in here to maybe unlock new opportunities for money. And then some gold stone. I just like it because it's sparkly, and yeah, sparkly gold goes with the wealth and abundance theme. It's all about the symbolism here. Just whatever you associate with wealth, money, luck, fortune, prosperity. So I have a green candle, since green is the color of money, that I'm gonna set here in the center and burn when everything's redone. And then a good old cinnamon stick. But first, let's clean this thing out. So it was sitting on top of this lucky horseshoe, so I'm just gonna set that off to the side for now. Got some amethyst in here, which I think I picked because it was like spiky, so I thought maybe it would like attract wealth and stuff to like stick to it and stick to the points. That I probably won't reuse, and it can go in my little moss terrarium that I like to put crystals in to cleanse and recharge. Same with this. It's a lucky buckeye that I just grabbed at a local food store when I first made this. But yeah, it's been 2 years, so I feel like whatever luck was associated with this has probably worn out, so I'll just figure out something else to do with that. Maybe give it as an offering. Have some malachite here, lots of malachite, which I might cleanse and reuse since it's the color of money, but I also just really like malachite, so this swirly guy, he might stay out with me and also go in the terrarium so I can carry it around. I think this is some moss agate. It feels very light, so that I think I'll probably also just cleanse and reuse. And then I have either like some amazonite or aventurine here. Those ones we'll put back in probably along with these two smaller malachite. This is just like a glass marble that a friend in the community gave me, so I'll probably cleanse and repurpose that somewhere else. And then I think I just have some pieces of citrine in here, which I brought a smaller one, but we might keep that out for another spell jar. It looks like I also had some gold leaf sprinkled in here, which I think I used up the last of my gold leaf in an offering at the gathering. Looks like I also had some chamomile in here. And then this is like a druzy amethyst that I think I put in here because something about this shape and this little piece right here was giving me like Ganesha vibes. So this one's gonna get cleansed and repurposed back on the Ganesha altar. And then the other thing that I've been leaving in here is like whenever we go to like the zoo or somewhere, I put all the souvenir flattened pennies in here. So we might think of somewhere else to put these. I also enjoy giving these to Loki because I like giving him lucky pennies. And so I feel like he'll kind of get a kick out of these smushed ones. So those can maybe go on his altar. Because I think I just want to stick to like viable currency in this thing going forward. So I'm going to clean out all this change and just put it in the change jar. The one thing I don't have to refresh this with is some bay leaves because I used up the last of my bay for actual cooking. But I'm just going to take this, clean it out. You can see the stub of the first green candle that I burnt in here, which is what I like this bowl for, because I don't know what it was originally for. Like maybe it is supposed to be a candle holder. But yeah, it is nice that it has this little center part for putting a candle in. So let me go clean this out and get all the loose change out of it, and then we'll reset it from scratch. Okay. Here it is, all nice and clean. Just gave it a quick rinse in the sink as well. And because I forgot in the bottom was a layer of the pink Himalayan salt, so I had to clean all that out along with like whatever random herbs I had put in here. And I'm glad that I actually went through all that change instead of just dumping it all into my change jar, because I forgot I had foreign currency as well, which I'm gonna keep and put back in there. But first order of business is going to be lighting this sage incense. I didn't really want to go for a complete reset and like actually burn some sage with this, because I don't want to get rid of like all of the energy that this has accumulated. So we'll go with something a little more mild, like a sage incense for this one. I was going to burn some palo over it when I was done, but I don't have any. But that's okay. Like I said, we're just going to use what we have. And I'm sure I probably mentioned this in the original video when I set up this money bowl, but this was just a Goodwill find. first let's go in with more of the salt. I'm gonna do a little bit less this time. So maybe if we decide to throw change in here again, it'll be a little more room. And then after that, I'm gonna sprinkle in this green aventurine, commonly associated with luck and fortune and all that good stuff. Put a little of that in there. And I'm gonna give these stones a quick pass before I put them back in. We do the malachite, the aventurine, pyrite or fool's gold, and some citrine, and the key right there. I'll add these random other stones. I think I'm gonna do some of these sunflower petals just for color of gold, and I associate sunflowers with sunshine, happiness, Freya and the Vanir, some of that energy in there since they are also associated with wealth and material comforts. And a cinnamon stick, which also can bring luck, protection, blessings, prosperity. Just trying to attract all of those energies, all of those things with the objects symbolized in this bowl. And I think keeping it here in the high traffic area where we're coming and going is just a good way to keep our attention on it and make sure it doesn't get buried. My goal is definitely going to be better about just opening my mail and not just letting it pile up until this thing is completely buried and we forget it exists again. Because in terms of results, I would say I didn't really notice anything spectacular, but we've always been relatively blessed in that whenever big, unexpected, sudden expenses do pop up, I usually will have just that amount put aside in a savings account in one way or another to cover whatever that sudden expense is. So it's not great for my savings account in terms of keeping it growing. Maybe I can place some intent into the bowl as far as that goes this time, as far as let me actually grow my savings account this year. Let me keep being able to put fun money aside in it instead of it being the emergency oh shit fund, because my goal is for that to be our vacation fund. And yes, to have a nest egg, have an emergency fund set aside for when we do have those unexpected expenses crop up. But ideally, I would like for it to be a vacation fund. So my goal this time is definitely to, keep those accounts growing instead of constantly having to tap into them. Hopefully start, now that I'm gonna be 40 going into this next year, it would be nice to stop living paycheck to paycheck. I know in this economy, but it seems like every time I start to get ahead or get a raise, some other expense also goes up, whether that be inflation, rising cost of groceries, rising cost of health insurance premiums, whatever the case may be. Over the last 5 to 10 years, my pay increases are basically just a cost of living adjustment, and we're still barely scraping by. We're able to live comfortably, provide for my 4 kitty children, and like I said, thankfully, anytime we do have a big sudden expense come up, I will have usually just enough to be able to cover it, but then it completely wipes out my savings account and we start from zero again. So I would like for that to be a lot less of that. I would like to attract wealth and abundance to myself and to my household through this money bowl. All of the things in here are going to operate under a like attracts like kind of intent. And as I speak these words over the money bowl, I'm also feeding those intents into it. So yes, in this coming new year, especially as we move into the holiday season, and we'll have expenses with Christmas shopping and holiday gifts and all that. Yeah, I would just really like to be able to keep my head above water, and hopefully even more than that, to be able to grow my wealth in the coming year and start coming out ahead and be able to grow my nest egg and grow that savings account so that we can put it towards something enjoyable. And with that being said, I think it's a good time to burn the candle and set this baby up. Now in the center here, I'm going to try to put some black salt just to help stabilize this candle since it's a little small for the candle holder. So now that I have prepared this and spoken my intent over it, I'm going to burn this candle to set those intentions, attract the notice of spirits, energies I call upon. Prosperity, fortune, wealth, monetary gain, and financial stability. So there you have it. Here is my redone, cleansed, revamped money bowl spell. I tried to be a lot more specific with my intentions with this one, and I'm definitely going to try a lot harder to maintain and upkeep this space so it doesn't get cluttered again, because yeah, I think letting your money bowl spell get buried under a pile of unopened mail, which is largely just bills, is probably not conducive to attracting wealth. So I will keep you updated as to if I notice any changes or results. Thank you for joining me. Thank you to Prosperity Witch Ali for inspiring me to do this as I make sure my hair is not going to get set on fire. But I hope this also inspires you to make a little money bowl or prosperity spell for yourself. And if you're following the Celtic Wheel of the Year, Happy New Year! And until next time, stay classy, pagans.